Good morning. So today is September 15th, 9:26 in the morning. And so I decided today's chat, I'm going to be talking about the ideas um, and the issues that people in my district have voiced, and maybe just talking about ideas of how we can make it work or make it happen. Just throwing out ideas, nothing really not nothing concrete, because how I want to represent people is um I want the people to be active participants in legislation, and I want the people's ideas to be put into government. And so I'm more like just a messenger, and that's how I want to be a representative. Is I just want to do the job of representing, and have like a way through my website, citlalijoannadecker.com, where that would be the platform for people to have these conversations about different issues and ideas and how we can put it into action. And that way, when in legislation, I'll be able to bring the people's ideas and put those into vote, vote how the people want me to. So these I'm just gonna read off like a list of the ideas people have brought up to me, and the concerns they would like addressed. And then I guess throughout the next few live streams, I'll just be going down the list, talking about each one, and throwing out ideas, um and yeah. Okay, so um some of them were self-sufficient economy versus tourism-based economy, progressive taxes and tax reform, decentralized county power, self-determination, land for housing, affordable housing, property taxes and land titles, education, poverty and homelessness, rising price of homes and land due to foreigners moving to Hawaii, homeless people from other states using state programs and food stamps, food security, economic diversity, coastline access, and stop landowners from blocking coastal access, reduce drugs and crime, protecting the environment, ownership of residential units by non-residents, realigning the government back to the people, not allowing committees to deny hearing a bill, not paying government employees or officials full salary for a few months' work, change government salary pay to hourly pay. I think that was a great idea. Um, No private discussions after hearings to determine votes. Live stream all, and that's what I want to do too. Um, Address the jurisdictional issue of Kingdom of the Hawaiian Islands. Help to farmers. Water supply and water rights. Roadways. Campaign finance reform. Voter education and the election process. Term limitations for legislators. Restoring hope and trust and political transparency. Transparent state and county budgets online with weekly updates, allowing each county to determine land use, negotiate employment contracts, and have their own board of education for public schools. Um, True home rule. I'm not sure what that is, but I gotta research that. True home rule, protecting public lands and enforcing state conservation laws to prevent government misuse and overdevelopment. Medicine, niche exports, hemp production and cannabis, aquaculture, Olelo Hawaii in all schools, revoking gut and replace bills after approval of bill, and reliance on federal aid, and affordable utilities. So these are the issues that's been um, brought to my attention, or mainly I was going around bugging people, asking what are some um, issues or ideas that you have that you want brought to legislation. And this is the starting list that was given to me. So if you happen to see me out and about around the district, feel free to tell me, hey, write this down. I want this brought up at some point, because um the idea is I would like to the people who bring up these issues, when these issues come up in legislation, I would like to be able to call up um the people who brought these specific issues and be like, hey, this is going on in legislation. um like, what are your ideas on this? And um and then put those ideas as well also onto the website for everyone to see. And so I have a notebook too where I've been writing everything down, so that way I can like have a point of reference, because I'm not an expert on everything. I'm nerdy. I can find information, I can troubleshoot stuff, but I don't know where a lot of the problems are. So like as a technician, I would be, people bring me these issues, and then I can go in and look, okay, like this issue is related to this chapter in the Hawaii Revised Statutes, and then I can start looking through there. Okay, you're having this problem. Um, is there an exemption? Is there something that's not right, or is something not working how it's supposed to? Do we need to just clarify the legislation? Do we need to um rewrite it? Do we need to just totally do away with that whole thing? And that's where like the troubleshooting would come in through. And so the more people let me know what the issues are that are affecting everyone personally, the easier it would be to troubleshoot. Kind of like with camera systems, if you're having problems with your camera system, um I could just start from scratch and just troubleshoot the whole thing. Or you could give me a clue and be like, the cameras don't work after 5 p.m., but all the other times they work. Then I can be like, okay, that's probably a Wi-Fi issue, a connection issue, um, internet speed issue, and that's why you're not seeing it on your phone. But it is recording, but and that way I have like a point of um reference to go off of. So feel free to send me the ideas or issues that you have. Send them to the website. Um, you could create an account, and yeah, there's different areas you can post them on there. That way we can start opening up the communication and really troubleshooting the system as a community. Um, I gotta plug in my computer because it's about to die. Okay, so we'll just go from the top, and we'll just, wherever the conversation goes is where the conversation goes. Um, so a self-sufficient economy versus a tourism-based economy. So I don't think we have to choose one or the other. I think we can do both, because there's part of the economy that is tourism-based, and then there is already part of the economy that is self-sufficient based. So think I think the tourism based economy, well, pre COVID-19 was doing very well already. So I think our efforts should be focused on helping the self-sufficient economy like truly thrive. So I don't think these two ideas have to be at odds with each other. I just think we don't really need to focus so much on tourism um, as a government, or using the people's taxes to fund the tourism-based economy. I think that does very well on its own. For a self-sufficient economy, um, 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 some ideas had been brought to me that what was it that I think it was like a to get a canning facility out here on the island somewhere. That way people can like can their own foods that they grow, and whatever they use for themselves they use, and then whatever they sell to the markets gets sold. And I think that will also help the self-sustaining economy really thrive, because then things wouldn't go to waste. And I know things don't, for the most part, don't get wasted out here anyway, but I think it would really help boost local economy where people who are already growing food gardens and have their own things growing could benefit from having a canning facility out here that would help boost the economy in that way. And if you guys have any ideas too, leave them in the comments. I'm totally down to like talk about everyone's ideas. Let's see. What could be another idea for self-sustaining? Hmm, I don't know. Well, that was someone's idea. Um, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things we can do to help the self-sustaining economy fully flourish and thrive. Maybe requiring that, and I don't know if this is already a requirement or not, but maybe requiring grocery stores and big box stores to get most of their products from within the islands. Maybe that's a good idea, making that a requirement that at least 50% of their merchandise has to be from within the islands or something like that, or 75%. I don't know. Whatever is like a reasonable number. Let's see. Oh, someone had told me too about doing a value added, making value added um produce and products. So what I understood that to be is like if you um if the land provides certain things to you that you have a excess of, and you convert that into like a product or into produce, like canning it or making you know wood products with like certain woods, like using the eucalyptus to make wood products or stuff, that would be a good way to um help the self-sustaining economy. um so I'm kind of out of ideas for now for self-sufficient economy, but feel free to add them into the website or add them into the comments. Let's see. The next thing was progressive taxes and tax reform. Progressive taxes and tax reform. Okay, let's see if we can crank out some ideas on that. Um, well, people are paying a lot of taxes on things that they're actually not supposed to be paying on. So um, I think before we do any reforming or anything, I think people need to really understand what the tax laws really say. Um, like for example, the property taxes, and I know I've spoken about this on other videos too, but the property taxes themselves, people who have a land title or a land patent aren't supposed to be paying property taxes, yet they're still paying property taxes. So I think that's one of the things that people need to understand is how it works. And maybe that's my job too as a technician, like, and as a representative of the people, is to be the translator of what these laws mean from my understanding, and from like, because laws are supposed to be, if everyone's supposed to know and understand the law, they're supposed to be simple and easy to understand. Yeah. So when I was reading about like property taxes, um I was kind of like, whoa, it's like all right here. Like, why don't we understand this? So actually, let me show you what I'm talking about with that. Because now I'm pretty sure I can do the screen share. So me, let me pull up the sites I was talking about. Or I mean the statues I was talking about, and then I'll share my screen so you can see them too. So bear with me one moment. Mm-mm. Man, I've been trying to do the screen share for months, but my computer couldn't handle it, the processing, um and Facebook, the Facebook live stream, the direct live stream wouldn't share my screen for some reason. So that's kind of one of the reasons why it took me a long time to start doing the live streams again. Link, that link. I try to have these saved too, that way um, I can always find them. Because sometimes, like, people don't understand that they don't have to be paying taxes that they're not subject to. People feel maybe a sense of duty that they have to pay these taxes because it helps fund the education system and the hospitals, but um it's a very small amount like that actually goes to funding that. As we can see with this coronavirus thing, like our hospitals were not well funded, so it's like, you can donate your money to it, but you don't have to be paying these taxes. And the government can't be taking away your property just because you're not paying these taxes, especially when you're not supposed to be paying them. Okay, so let's add in here, add source, screen. Screen capture. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so push live. Okay, so before we get into this real quick, I'm gonna check and make sure that it is showing what it should be showing. Or if someone can comment and say, um, yeah, we can see it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so um, when I see this, this is Hawaii Revised Statutes. As you can see right here, uh, right here, capital.hawaii.gov. Um, Statute 171-13, disposition of public lands. So when this is talking about the board, it means the Board of Land and Natural Resources. So what the Board of Land and Natural Resources can do and how they dispose of public lands is they can dispose of public lands in fee simple by lease with option to purchase, license, or permit. So they can dispose of land in 1, 2, 3, which lease and lease with are pretty much so just lease. So we'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 ways. The Board of Land and Natural Resources can dispose of land in 4 ways. So, um, okay, we'll look at that. So then the taxes. So how are the taxes done? So this is also Hawaii Revised Statutes 171-27. Any provision to the contrary notwithstanding, leases and licenses issued by the Board of Land and Natural Resources and permits issued to permittees who are holdover lessees or licensees shall be subject to real property taxes, which shall be assessed on a prorated basis against the lessee, licensee, or the permittee, and the lessee's, licensee's, or permittee's successor in interest. The board shall notify the lessee, licensee, or permittee, and each holder of record having a security interest as provided in section 171-27. So basically, all I'm seeing in here is leases, licenses, and permits are subject to real property taxes. Leases, license, and permits. I don't see fee simple in here. So going back, let's see, how can they dispose of land? They can dispose of land in fee simple, lease, license, or permit. Who gets taxed? Leases, license, and permits, but no fee simple. So what is fee simple then? So this is where I found where it's most relevant in 171-23. Land patents and deeds issued when, except as otherwise provided, a land patent or a deed shall be issued under the seal of the Department of Land and Natural Resources to the purchaser in fee simple of any public land or other land disposable by the Board of Land and Natural Resources, or to any holder of an award from the Board of Commissioners to quiet titles upon payment of the commutation, if any, required under sections 171-1. Sorry, my chickens are going off. Under sections 171 to 172-6, and upon presentation of satisfactory proof of claimant of the lands covered by the award of sufficient right, title, and interest to the awarded lands. So it seems like land patents are fee simple, and fee simple must be a sale, right? So if you're selling something, if it's being sold, then that kind of makes sense why it can't be taxed, because you don't own it anymore. So that's why they can't tax it. But if you're only leasing something out, or you're licensing it or permitting it, then yeah, it makes sense that you can tax it, because it's yours to tax in that sense. Or not really yours, because I don't think the government really owns anything. They just manage the people's collective property, in my opinion. But so this is like one of the taxes that I think, like, it's already there. It's already been done. We just uh we don't know how to use it or understand it. And so I think that's what I want to help people do, is understand how these things work, and see, we don't even need to fix anything with property taxes. It's already done. We just need to understand, oh yep, I'm exempt, I have fee simple title, or I have a land patent, um and bam, just like that, you don't have to pay the taxes on it. So this is under HRS, Hawaii Revised Statutes 171-7, and it's the general duties of the Board of Land and Natural Resources. So this is where I found interesting, is that one of their duties is to enforce contracts respecting sales, leases, licenses, or permits, or other disposition of public lands. So see, here's the four things again. They can sell by fee simple, lease, license, permits. So they have to enforce the contracts, which means respect the contracts. Meaning, if someone's taxing you, but you have a sale, you the Board of Land and Natural Resources is supposed to back you up and say, um, this is a sale. We must respect the contract. It's not subject to um, property taxes. So that's one of the good things. So I want to show you how I found how to find this on your own. So you just do a Google search for Hawaii Revised Statutes. Okay. So here we are, Hawaii Revised Statutes. Let me make sure it's still okay. Yeah. Here we are, Hawaii Revised Statutes. Then you want to find the one that says I this doesn't look like the one I normally Okay, so let's try this one. So the one you always want to go is capital.hawaii.gov. Capital.hawaii.gov. So it looks like this one's the index. And well, let's just open them up and see. Open a new tab. Well, that's the whole index. Okay, so let's open this one. Okay, so this is very weird. I almost feel like they hid this because the one I used to use. Oh, is it this one? Okay, portal.ehawaii.gov. I think this was the one. It no longer exists. I hate when they do this. It's like someone finds the information and then they have to go hide it again. Make it hard for people to understand. But okay, so this is like the um oh, I forget what it's called when you have the book and then it has like all the chapters and everything. So this is the chapter list of Hawaii Revised Statutes. So we're gonna go look at 171. 171. It falls under Title 12, Conservation and Resources, Subtitle 1, Public Lands. Chapter 171 is Public Lands Management and Disposition of. You know, they hid the link to actually searching through them. It's okay. We'll see if we can still find it. Makes me so mad when they do this. It's the whole PDF. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this instead. So this is the page they used to have. Is this where it is now? Browse HRS section. Okay, this is under capital.hawaii.gov. See what the browse HRS sections is. Okay, yes, this is the page I was looking for. So what I would do is I would open table of contents. That's what I was talking about. So I open up the table of contents on one page. Oh, see, this is another, not the one I was looking for, but table of contents, and then the browse HRS section. So we're looking for 171. It falls in here in between volume 3, chapter 121-200. Then you go look for HRS 171. 171. Yep, public lands, conservation of resources. We are in the right chapter. And then, was it 23? Lands, patents, and deeds issued when? 27. Taxes. So all you got to do is print this out, take it to the Department of Taxation, the property taxes. I forget what it was called again. But yeah, and just show them, look right here, you guys own laws. I would take all four of them with you because then you can help piece it together for them. Because a lot of times, the people at who work in these departments and they're not allowed to understand this because then of course the state would lose money and then legislators couldn't give themselves a raise. So I would just take this to them. If anyone's interested in driver's licenses, which is something that I'm fighting in court right now too. Let me try to remember. So, oh, right. So I want to show you something and tell me what you guys think. So we're going to find 286. HRS 286. I have this one memorized too. 286-207. 207. Wait, I should probably show you guys what this one is going to be about first. Go.hawaii.gov. Is it HRS index? I don't like using this one. I like using one. Yes, I like using this one. Okay, 286. I want to show you what 286 is and what that deals with. Chapter 286 deals with highway safety from Title 17, Motor and Other Vehicles. So we're going to go look into 286. And maybe, before we even look at that, 286-1, General Provisions. This chapter may be cited as the Hawaii Highway Safety Act. And usually within the first or second one is all the definitions from that chapter. So when we're looking at the definitions, this is what I understand driving and driver to be. So it says, maybe we should do driver's license too. Drive means to drive, operate, or be in physical control of a motor vehicle in any place open to the general public for purposes of vehicular traffic. The driver means every person who drives, operates, or is in physical control of a motor vehicle in any place open to the general public for the purposes of vehicular traffic. Driver's license means any license to operate a motor vehicle issued under the laws of the state. So, if driving is for vehicular traffic, then what is traffic? Oh, look, highway. Highway. What is highway? What is a highway for? Highway means the entire width of the boundary lines of every way publicly maintained when any part thereof is open to the use of the public for purposes of vehicular travel. So this one, the highway, the purpose of the highway is for vehicular travel. Driver and driving the purpose was for vehicular traffic. So it looks like there's a difference. One, there's something for the purpose of vehicular travel and there's something for the purpose of vehicular traffic. What's traffic though? And so what we can do, let's find the definition of traffic. Traffic. So it looks like there's only 3 places. One right here, interstate commerce. Under driver and under drive. Okay, so traffic falls under interstate commerce. So interstate commerce means trade, traffic, or transportation between 2 places in the state that originates and terminates within the state. So trade, traffic, or transportation must mean commerce, and interstate must mean between 2 places in the state that originates and terminates within the state. So it seems like traffic means commerce, right? Okay, so when I found this, 286-207, actually someone on YouTube was talking about it, and I came to look it up to see it for myself. 286-207. So exemptions, certain vehicles. This part shall not apply to the following vehicles if such vehicles are in compliance with safety ordinances and rules of the county in which they operate and under other applicable state safety laws and rules. So when I found this one, Passenger carrying vehicles used by employees solely for their own transportation to and from work, you're exempt. This one, a passenger carrying vehicle used for the transportation without compensation of persons for personal, recreational, or entertainment purposes, you're exempt. A passenger carrying vehicle with a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,000 pounds or less, used solely for the transportation without compensation for the vehicle owner or vehicle owner's family or guest. So it seems like if you're not being compensated, you're not engaging in commerce. So you're exempt. And so we're exempt from the whole chapter. 286, chapter 286. Are we exempt? And we're not exempt from highway safety. What it is we're exempt from the requirements within there, which include driver's license and all that stuff and registration. So why are people being arrested or being taken to court for not having a driver's license, especially when they're upon the highway, which the purpose of the highway is for traveling. And if you're without compensation upon the highway, then you're just traveling, right? You're not driving. So this is one of the things I'm trying to explain to the courts, but I don't know if it's just they don't understand what this means or they can't piece it together in their minds. But like this is the technician in me troubleshooting this, like bringing this information, like there's exemptions for people. Why are we having to um get a driver's license if you're not a driver? Why are we having to pay registration fees every year? And if you're not a driver, like if you're a taxi driver or Uber driver, bus driver, then I totally understand because you're making money off the people's highway. And yeah, you probably should be paying taxes to use the road because you're using it more often than anyone else and you're making money off the highways. But if you're just traveling on it, like you already are paying for the maintenance of the road through fuel taxes and all these other taxes that are collected. Why do you have to have a driver's license or be paying for these registration fees? Like they can't just, like why can't you just pay a registration fee once so they have a record of what your automobile is and then that's it. Like just do it again if you sell it. But why do you have to keep doing it every year? People could save so much money just using these exemptions. Um yeah, so anyway, that's my thoughts on tax reform and stuff because that really is a tax. You're being taxed to use the road, but you're being taxed twice. You're being taxed in your fuel taxes, and you're being taxed again in your registration taxes, and you're being taxed again in getting a driver's license and keeping that up to date. And um, in my opinion, insurance that shouldn't be a forced thing. I think that should be like a optional. Like if you can afford insurance, awesome. Then if something happens, you can pay for it right away. If you can't afford insurance, most people who can't afford insurance drive safer because they can't afford to get in a car accident. And having insurance doesn't protect you from getting in a car accident. Like y- you might still get in a car accident. The only thing is like it's just a form of paying for damages and all that. But whether you have insurance or not, if you cause the accident, you're still responsible. So forcing people to have insurance, it's just a money scam, in my opinion, and I don't think that's right. Um, Decentralized county power. Um, 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 um. Wait, my comment box is off. Um, um, um. Okay, is my comment box back on? I think it is. Let me know if you could see the comment box or not. Okay, so on the topic of decentralizing county power, I guess it depends how we want to decentralize it. Centralizing county power. Hmm. I don't know how we do that, but I am totally down for anyone who has ideas on how to decentralize county power. Um, let's think about it. Let's brainstorm on it. Um, maybe one idea is maybe each council member, um, and I don't know if this is already in effect or not, but each council member um coordinates like the resources that get allocated to their district, maybe. Like, wait, hang on. Maybe like they're each council member is in charge of taking into account how much money is collected from their district and then distributing that, like maybe 50% of all taxes that get collected from their district goes back to the district, and then 25% of what remains goes to the island, and then the other 25% goes to the state. So then I think like this, a lot of the money that gets collected from the district gets put back into the district, at least 50%. I mean, I don't know what the what the amount is right now that goes back to the district, but I would think, at least the each district should get back at least 50% of what has been collected, and then 25% go to the island that can be distributed to the to the area that needs it the most, or to doing road work, or or firstly paying um the employees hourly wages first, for the island employees, and then the other 25% going to the state to help fund, state employees, giving them their wages, and then whatever else needs to be done for the state. That might be a good way to decentralize the county power, because then like this, each county is, um they're the ones distributing the monies, and collecting and distributing the monies instead of the state. But I don't know, we have to look into the constitution too and see how that is, see if that's constitutional, because it may or may not be. I don't know. We need to look into that. Um, so self-determination is the next idea and issue that got brought up. Self-determination. How can we do self-determination? Hmm. We might have to pin that one on the wall for now. But any ideas? I'm totally down to hear it. I mean, there's a few different ways that have been talked about that everyone knows about already. So I don't know if um so I guess the question would be, this one would be more for the people, because I don't really have a like a strong opinion on how this should happen. Um I would definitely leave this one up to the people. I mean, all of these issues are going to be left up to the people, but I guess I don't really have a opinion to bring up today. But if I think of something of how we can do it, um, aside from like, or in addition to addressing the treaties and the um, like what happened with the overthrow and stuff, and like true self determination, not just like becoming a federally recognized um nation, I guess, like it should be internationally recognized. Um, but yeah, so I guess I'm gonna wrap it up for today, and we'll continue on tomorrow. We could going down the line. just talk about these ideas and issues, and I think there's a lot to work off of here, and a lot of things we can do with this. Um, a lot of ways we can implement this into government, fix a lot of these issues, and bring a lot of the good ideas that people have had into legislation. So, um, feel free to check out my website. It's been scrolling down there, down right there, and add your ideas and put your comments in there. That's gonna be the best place to put it. Put your ideas down because like that, we're creating a public record of what people have said and the ideas that have been brought up, and that's the best way to hold representatives accountable is to make a public record. So I'm doing it for you guys right here. It's gonna be our public record, and yeah, take control of your government. You know, we need we need you to have hands on the wheels too. So you guys have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching, and you guys take it easy. Aloha.